Hello, all of you wonderful creative people here on YouTube. My name is Rio, and I welcome you to my artsy corner. So, before I start with this video, I would like to apologize for maybe sounding a bit poorly because, well, it seems like I've caught something. I don't know. I hope it's not flu because, well, recently I feel a bit stuffed and my head hurts and I think I have a slight fever. But, you know, all in all, it's really nothing. I truly wanted to make this video. I feel inspired. I feel good enough to do it, so I'm gonna do it. About a couple of weeks ago, I have posted my coloring supply haul in which I showed you all the new supplies I've acquired during the months of December, January and February, and I promised you I'm going to do a coloring book haul separately. So today is the day. Now, where should I start? I think all of you by now are quite familiar with this book. I got it as soon as it came out, basically, because I was really looking forward to this book. As soon as I saw the demo pages Hannah Lynn posted on her Instagram, the grayscale ones looked amazing. That is why I got the grayscale version. It's the Fierce and Fancy Fantasy Faces. Booyah! 3 of them in the chat. This book is really going wild recently, and no wonder. All the pages are simply gorgeous, and as you can see, I have colored quite a few in here. I started coloring in this book as soon as I got it. I really like the new style of grayscale that she's been doing in this book. I wasn't a big fan of her old kind of grayscale. I don't know, it looked a bit muddy, a bit messy, and this one is just so easy to color. I mean, I did those pages, well, basically in the blink of an eye. I really love this book. Speaking of Hannah Lynn, she is featured in one of the 2 Coloring Heaven magazines that I got in December. First of them being Tattoos collection. This issue features her Tattoo Darlings pages, I believe, and some awesome art by Dina Stone. So I kind of got 2 books in the price of 1. Look at those gorgeous tattoos. Love them. And speaking of Hannah Lynn, as you can probably tell, 4 of the extra pages that come in this book actually come from her newest book that I've just showed you. The girls are simply tattooed up a little, and I find them absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I snagged this book right away, as soon as it was announced. I love tattoo styles, actually. And the next collection issue that I got was the costume one. It features the art by Biana Treri, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right. I've been eyeing this book for quite a while, actually, and when I got the idea to get the tattoos one, I figured, okay, I might actually snag this one up as well. I don't know, for some reason, I like their collection issues a lot more than their regular ones. Most of the Coloring Heaven magazines that I have are the collection issues, and this one I particularly love because, as you've probably noticed, I really like the theme of different kind of cultures around the world, hence why I've been so actively working in Hannah Lynn's Whimsy Girls Around the World. I like the subject, and by the way, this book would be perfect for the coloring hashtag I'm hosting, and you're welcome to join. It's the I Color My World 2023. If you want to know more, I have done a video specifically explaining what the whole hashtag is about. And if you want to check it out, just follow the link in the description below. Okay, I've got some Lithuanian coloring books last winter as well. First of them being this new issue of Coloring Break. It was basically just your Shutterstock coloring magazine that they sell in the magazine section in our grocery stores. Oh, it's nothing special really, just some Shutterstock images printed on quite a nice paper, I must say. It's the third issue that I've bought. I quite like the images in this one. That's why I snagged it up, and besides just €1 and some cents. And of course, the other two books come from one of my favorite authors, Jūratė Likaitė. I have almost all of her books. She's a Lithuanian illustrator. I think she works on kids' books mostly, but she has released quite a few of her coloring books. And I really, really like her style. Well, this one is called In the Land of Fairies and Witches. Her style is really unique. It's more like folk artsy, I think. I've showed some of her books in a couple of my earlier videos. I will do a proper flip through of all the Lithuanian books that I own, and I think it will be quite an interesting topic for a video. And the second one that I got is her book about horses. Horse is still considered a very important and essential and well, animal, so to speak, in our Lithuanian folk. So in this book you can find different kinds of art associated with the subject of horses. All the descriptions of different traditions associated with horses as well. Some song verses, and well, a lot of the cultural explanations, so to speak. What I like about her books is that they're very informative, as you can see. Not only you can color all the awesome images that she makes, but you can also research the topic that you're working on. My next addition to my collection is the color art book, the color by number Pets in Color by Eclipse. I actually wanted to get the bougie version of this book, you know, on the glossy kind of Amazon paper, just to try it out, but I don't know, for some reason it's the same kind of paper that all of my books come in. I don't know, I kind of feel no difference. Either I fluffed up my order or they mixed something up. Well, whatever. I don't really care. I'm currently working on their farm book, and I really enjoy pages in that book. One other book I got is the Vintage Classic Coloring Pages by Tatiana Bogima-Stalova. I know she has released quite a few of those actually, and I've been eyeing them for quite a while, so I got one of her vintage books. Awesome. Well, some of these pages look really intricate, but well. What can you do? Ooh, nice little town. Ah, those are samples. Ah, I see. Oh, that's a win. I didn't know that. So yeah, these are the actual pages in the book. Look at this. Wow. Ooh, yeah. And I really like that they're sort of grayscale-y. Oh, is that the cover picture? Yeah. Looks awesome. Well, I can imagine using inks and pastels in this book. Should look amazing. Wow. And I got some sample pages from her other books. That's a win-win. So this one you have already seen me show in my completed pages videos. It's the Spooklet sketchbook by Carla Magana. One I did not expect I will ever get, and one I did not expect to like this much. This book is so simple and easy to color. Oh my god. I mean, it takes me about, I don't know, half an hour to finish a page in here. And it really looks like it doesn't matter what media you throw at it. It's just gorgeous. Well, it's not complicated at all. Not intricate, not so super duper detailed, which I enjoy a lot. But I like it. Yeah, I love this book. Really do. So, you've probably also noticed that I really enjoyed working in the Magical Seasons, I think. That's how this book is called, by Lenka Filanenko. I did 3 pages in that book last Christmas. And I figured I'm gonna get one more of her books. It's the Enigma one, because it has all these gorgeous portraits, also in grayscale. I don't know, lately I've been into grayscale a lot. And I also like the fantasy theme. Oh, I can picture this. Done for Earth Day. I should definitely do it. Have your witches, sorceresses, goddesses. No. I mean, just look at it. Gorgeous portraits. Oh, is that a fairy? Oh, look like it. Ooh, nice. Love it, love it, love it, love it. The next one I'm going to show you is The Dark Zodiac by Crook. I love the theme of Zodiac. It's one of my favorite subjects to color, actually, and now that I'm kind of done with the Zodiac mandala book, I need a new one to work on, and I'm still in the process of choosing. I bought this book because it has a slightly different take on the subject, if you will. It features the zodiac signs, but pictured in a slightly, well, eerie and in a way a gory, dark way. I don't know. I also chose the black edition, just, you know, to save some time on working on the background. Well, even though it has kind of a dark side, so to speak, this book doesn't look all that gory. I know some of their books go way beyond that, from what I've seen, but it's an interesting take on the subject, and I love it. I think I'm going to enjoy this. Probably one of my creme de la creme in this haul is The City Among the Stars by Hannah Carlson. Of course, I was going to get it. So basically anything that she comes up with is sort of an auto-buy for me. So of course, I was going to add this book to my collection. But I had to wait almost half a year for it to be released in English, because every book that I have of hers are in English. The worst thing about it is that I'm already so excited about her new book, and well, it comes out this autumn, and no, I'm gonna have to wait for almost half a year. Oh, I like this dude. I love it. I'm gonna have to wait a half a year for the English edition to come out. It's such a torture. Anyway, absolutely gorgeous book. Basically anything that Hannah Carlson does. One of my other books that I got is The Watercolor with Me in the Forest by Dana Fox. Yep. I got one of these because, confession time, I really want to learn how to properly watercolor. As I've mentioned before, probably, I have quite a few watercolor sets in my collection, but I still lack the practice. And I hope that this book is going to help me to learn, because it is sort of, well, tutorial book, so to speak. So here you have the table of contents, introduction, where she tells more about, well, you know, what kind of techniques you'll be practicing in the book, what kind of supplies you need, and so on and so forth. And as you go through the book, you get to actually work in all those different kinds of techniques and you can use watercolor with, and it's a gorgeous watercolor paper. So as you can see, the first chapter is being wet on wet. Here you have a practice sheet, some explanation on how the technique works, and then you have your step-by-step tutorials with sketched out pictures that you can watercolor. The same goes for wet and dry, or inking and wash. Well, it's a perfect tutorial book, I think, for a newbie like me. You know, the drawings aren't that big and they look relatively simple. Well, yeah, this painting fur, oh, that's definitely something I want to learn. And it has everything. Plants, fish, animals, birds, you name it. A different variety of subjects to watercolor. Absolutely love it. Next book is one of the books why I actually called my coloring book haul a cosmic one. First one of them being the Dark Zodiac book that I've just shown, and the second one is the Astro Mandalas, and this one is by, I don't know, and these are the publishers. I don't read or speak French for the life of me, so I really hate butchering it. I saw this one on Grumble Bunny's channel, and being the astro freak that I am, I immediately bought it. Even though those are Shutterstock images, and they say it in the back of the book, the paper is really awesome. It sounds like a thick cardstock. It has the black background, as you can see. It has this thick backing in the back of the book. Yeah, the quality of this book is amazing. And I think this should be the next Zodiac book I'm actually going to be working in, starting next month. Yeah, gorgeous mandalas. Love it. Thanks a lot to Grumble Bunny for enabling me. The next two books I'm going to show you are my Christmas presents that come from my dearest, awesome, best friend of all the best friends, Monica. She surprised me not with one, but with two coloring books. And I absolutely had no freaking idea that she had this on her mind. She knows that I love horses and that I have a few of Creative Haven books in my collection. So she got this one for me, The Dream Horses by Marjorie Sarnett. I mean, look at this. Gorgeous illustrations. Lovely paper. Perforated pages. All the best things that you can expect from a Creative Haven book. And I have already chosen the page I would like to color in here, as you can see. Very awesome book. It was a total surprise. I was not expecting this. I've never spoken about this book with her, so yeah, it was a really pleasant surprise. And I truly adore it. The next book that she got me is The Mythographic Odyssey. And she said that she got this book just to tease me, because back in the day, well, a few videos ago, in my last coloring book haul, to be more precise, I said that I am not going to buy any other mythographic books because I absolutely hate these atrocious hidden objects, as probably most of us do. And well, she said, well, now will you, right? So she got me this one. Actually, not gonna lie, I had this book on my wish list, but I was highly debating whether I should get it or not. But probably I would have, eventually, because although Joseph Cottonbang's work is really, really intimidating, but I love the subject. And, well, I'm sure I will find a way to carve up all those nasty hidden objects, you know. Oh wow, I love this one. And as you can see, I already have a page marked in here as well. And another one, probably. We shall see. Time will tell. Gorgeous, gorgeous book. So, with this book, everything kind of sort of went downhill. Because in the month of January, I got one more. It's a graphic book. It was the Voyage one, again by Joseph Cottonbang, and this one, I believe, does not have any hidden objects in it. No, it does not. And it's not as detailed, I believe. Well, the pages look a tiny bit easier. Well, they're still kind of complicated and intricate, don't get me wrong. But yes, it's sort of kind of fantasy-ish style that called out to me. Actually go and get this book. And back to the cosmic side of things. This has just recently arrived. This was the last book I was expecting to come. I've ordered it at the end of February, but yeah, it arrived at the beginning of March, but still, I'm adding it to my winter haul. It's the Cosmic Spirit one by Fabiana Attanasio, and this one is hands down my favorite of them all. Again, it's because of the subject of the book. It's the zodiac, astrology, tarot cards, divination, so on and so forth. I absolutely love the topic. I would really love to color something in this book. It came with a bookmark as well. I don't know. But it's so hard to choose because all of these pages look so amazing. Oh, the Chariot one was one of my favorites. And I really like her take on the zodiac signs as well. Wow. Astonishing. Wow, astrology. That's just really hands down my favorite of the mythographic books. So I believe we are down to my last pile of the books. First of all, I would like to show you this tiny little book here is the Escape to Wonderland by Good Wives and Warriors. This is one of those books that you accidentally notice while passing by. It's a really rare thing for foreign coloring books to be sold in our bookstores. So as soon as I've noticed this one, after quite a short while of thinking, I decided to get it. Simply because it was a total surprise, you know, to find that book in a bookstore. Just randomly hanging there. I know. Probably not my most favorite purchase this winter, but some of the illustrations really do look gorgeous, and I like the paper. I can wait to see how coloring pencils are going to work on this paper with it not being completely white. No, highlights and shadows should look gorgeous on this kind of paper. Now we finally come to the last pile of the books that I want to show you. These are the books by Hachette. Hachette Hero are probably most famous for their Disney books, right? And I have quite a few in my collection. I have one in this haul as well, and with it added to my collection, that's probably all of the Disney that I will ever need. So I decided to mostly focus on their non-Disney coloring books, and they have a bunch of those and they all look awesome. So first of them being this Triangles Magiques, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, so it's a color by number book by Christophe Alexis Perez, if I'm reading that right. All of the images in this book are made up of triangles, as you can see. Some are more detailed than others. We'll see as we go. And again, I'm about to show the answers. If you don't want to see them, please look away. So there we go. It has all kinds of different types of pictures in here. You have portraits, people, random stuff like balloons, animals, insects, flowers, some famous people as well, mandalas even. Nice. Dogs. Oh, that was really awesome. All different places around the world. I especially like the animal ones. Oh, that Arch in Japan world, that looks awesome. There's a lot of pictures in here, as you can see. So yeah, those are the magical triangles. So the next book I'm going to show you is one of their Petit Carré books, I think. First one of them being The Art of Tarot and Divination, I think, if I am translating that right. It's by... oh god, I don't want to butcher the name. I'm so sorry. Anyway, all of these books come on the gorgeous, nice quality paper that Hachette books are known for. So yeah, it also adds up to my cosmic theme of the whole. As you can see, I have some random pictures in the bag that you can use for notes. And well, it's your typical art therapy book. You have pages that deal with tarot cards, different arts of divination. Oh, even the Ouija board. Oh, that's creepy. That's the kind of stuff I like. The runes on the crystal ball. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. The next mini blog that I'm going to show you is the Japan one. Oh, it's by Christopher Alexis Tales as well. So, it's the same thing, but based on the topic of Japan, which I also really like. Amazing illustrations. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Other 4 books that I'm going to show you are also their square blocks, but larger ones. And I like these a bit more because they're single-sided, as you can see. So this one is Zodiac one by Stephanie Rubini. I think I'm pronouncing that right again. It's a Zodiac themed book. It has pages with zodiac signs, different astrology related pages. Oh, that's Scorpio. Let me see. Oh yeah. Awesome. Alright, sorry for the interruption. Where were we? Ah, yes. I had a page in here I want to color so badly. If I can find it right now. If any of my friends are watching, which I hope they are, they'll get the point immediately. Where is it? Ah, yes. Yes, I can envision this page all in color immediately. And it's all thanks to this handsome lad here. Alright, moving right along. Next on the theme is Mandalas du Monde. Sorry again, my French is terribly bad, and this one is by this person here. Again, I'm so scared to butcher the names. So this is basically a mandala book. It contains different kinds of mandalas, you know, culturally inspired. You have some Egyptian mandalas, some Mayan, Aztec, Celtic even, I believe, Mexican. Anyway, it's something different. Unlike any of the mandala books that, oh, I love this one from the cover. Unlike any of the mandala books that I have in my collection thus far, I am going to enjoy this one for sure. Another of the blocks that I'm about to show you is the Oracles one, This one is by, I think we've seen this one already. Correct me if I am wrong. So again, you have your tarot cards, crystals, magical stuff, divination, well, anything that fits the topic. Well, I told you, this was a cosmic haul, right? Yeah, it's all about the subject of the books. Oh, nice owl. Yeah, we had your dream catchers. Very nice looking book. Brilliant. And the last of the blocks that I'm going to show you is the magic one. And this one, here is the author. There you go. If you're willing to search for it. Like the title says, it's all about magic. This one is a tiny bit more detailed. There are magical creatures, and different mandalas, patterns, fairies, sorcerers, sorceresses, witching stuff, and so on and so forth. Ooh, Excalibur. Yeah, a very interesting and different kind of book. Ooh, lovely page. Unicorn, spell books, again, magical creatures. Yeah, a very nice looking, unique book. And we're finally up to the last book of this haul. Remember what I said about me having enough Disney books to last me a lifetime? I think after getting this one, I surely do have enough. I decided to finally go and purchase this huge beauty here, the Vitro book by Hachette. I got this one used, slightly cheaper. Well, some of the edges are a tiny bit dent, but I mean, it's not a big deal. The book is untouched, basically. It's this hardcover cardstock book, and it's so heavy, it weighs a ton. I mean, you could kill someone with this book, I swear. Don't do that, not recommended. Anyway, I'm sure that you know what kind of book this is beautiful stained glassy book. I got the volume 1. There are 2 of these, and I think one of them will be more than enough to last me a lifetime. I've seen a lot of people do images in these books, and all of them look gorgeous. There are so many different ways to color them, and I want to try and find my own approach to this kind of style. I gave it a long thought before getting this book, and eventually I gave in. So this was also sort of a Christmas present to myself, especially after I found it so cheap. I mean, yeah, I couldn't pass this up. It's a lovely book. Anyway, in any case, it's a very fine addition to my collection. So that's about it. I'm finally done. Once again, sorry for my terrible voice. I feel like a bit sickly, but as soon as I'm better, back on track, I'll start coloring again. I'm also about to turn 1 year old of a colorist that I am, and I want to celebrate that by making videos for all of my coloring book collection to mark the occasion. I'm also thinking about doing the same with my coloring supplies, if you guys are interested in seeing that. Besides, it will be a fine chance for myself to look through all the stuff that I have and maybe discover something new that's being tucked up in my drawers, you know, that I've long time forgot about. Anyway, until we see each other again here on my channel, remember to stay creative, stay artsy, and have fun in every single step you take. I'll be seeing you soon. And thank you for watching. Ada!